So here with Yolanda Hopkins, two-time Olympian now. Yolanda, you're currently in Tahiti for the ISA training camp for Paris 2024. Tell us about your experience so far, and is this actually your first time in Tahiti competing, not only at this event in Chopo, but primarily preparing for the event too?
Yeah, 100%. This is my first time here. It's an amazing place. I only saw videos and I was already frothing because I love backhand barrels. But it's definitely been an experience. I've been getting to know the wave these last couple of days. I've been here for like 4 days maybe, and it's definitely been an experience. And I'm super excited to surf a little bit more.
Now, having qualified for the Portuguese team, a big accomplishment. You have Teresa Bombolo once again on the team as well. So two females already, which is a great thing to do. But how about the experience so far, not only in Tahiti, but with the rest of the Portuguese team in preparation for this massive event? First of all, congratulations. It's a huge accomplishment. In the two first events we've had of surfing in the Olympics, you've been a member of both of them, Zelio.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. I mean, I already marked it with a tattoo. I think it's quite well known tattoo by now. No, it's I said to quite a few people, it's such a big thing because for the first Olympics, it was like a massive experience. I mean, to qualify and all, but I didn't know what we'd feel until I was actually in Tokyo. And by this time, I already knew how it's gonna, how much of an achievement this is. So it was definitely super overwhelming. I was like bawling my eyes out once I figured out I qualified, and yeah, it was just such a big emotion. I'm super happy that I can represent Portugal, and I'm very happy that it's in these type of waves because I love barrels, and I already mentioned a few times how much I love barrels, and I'm super confident of how it's gonna go, and feeling like super blessed about being able to compete in these conditions.
Okay, let's get into the waves, into the conditions, because you're obviously frothing. You're really excited to be able to compete on these types of waves, but a major contrast to what we saw in Tokyo 2020. I mean, there couldn't be a bigger difference between the quality of the waves and the wave itself. Competing at Te
Yeah.
Hupo'o, which is one of the most iconic waves on the planet, what kind of expectations do you have for yourself, knowing that you're one of the few people in the draw on the women's side that are willing to push yourself to a limit that maybe nobody else will?
I mean, it just gives me a little bit of extra confidence. I believe on my skill, and I do have a bit of an overfroth going on sometimes, especially in this wave. I didn't know exactly how would I would feel in the lineup before I got here because I heard from everybody such a different like wave compared to almost anything we have around the world. At least I've surfed, and once I went and like actually went in and like went past that barrier and figure out how the lineup is and I was like, oh, it's on. I'm gonna go for it. And I did tell you before that I got super pounded today, but I managed to get some big visions and I didn't get out of any, but just having the opportunity to be in the vision and just figuring out the wave. I was talking to the coach here and he was saying if it was a normal day, I would have gotten like a couple of bombs. So I'm super stoked about that. So if we actually have some really good conditions for the Olympics, I feel really confident on my approach to the wave, and I definitely like feel like I'm putting myself a bit in, let's say, danger to feel how it is to get smashed by the wave and how gnarly it can be. I was here for the yesterday was proper big. They were doing like tow sessions and stuff, and just being in the ocean and feeling like on the boat at least, feeling how the energy of the ocean is such a powerful wave. And yeah, I just feel like it's an amazing experience. I wished I could stay a little bit longer. I have to do the challenges after this, so I can't stay for much longer. But maybe even thinking about coming back a little bit earlier to just get a bit more knowledge about the wave itself because it's so different.
Now, for our viewers and listeners, Yo Yo, who haven't been to this venue, it's obviously not only a very difficult wave to read, it's a very difficult wave to manage in terms of the size, too. It doesn't really get bigger than a certain size, but as you said, There can be toe days. There's a
Yeah.
good chance that that could happen during the waiting period. In those situations, what are you most likely to do? Sit in the channel and look at it, observe a bit more, or would you rather be on land and not even have to deal with the consequences of looking at something like that?
Oh no, I 100% want to check it out. I mean, I've been on the jet skis these past days, just being like really close and like riding in front of the wave and just kind of like feeling it. But I definitely feel like if you're like here to compete, you should at least experience that. If it's huge, it's just such an amazing like thing watching these guys tow in and stuff. I would like to try it. I haven't tried it yet because obviously I'm not very known in this sport yet. But eventually one day I would like to try it too. It seems so sick. I saw Carly and a couple of the other guys yesterday there, but there wasn't that many bombs, but it was so incredible. Just being in the ski, just like I said, feeling the ocean, it was amazing.
And do you think a situation like that is warranted to be a sense of encouragement for you to go out there in your own right within a jersey to maybe put higher expectations on yourself, knowing that you're one of the few people in the challenge that is willing to put yourself in that situation right there? Because I mean, for a lot of people, including myself, it's intimidating doing that. You know, like you look at those waves and you're like, man, I do not want to have to deal with that right now, especially within a competitive scene.
I mean, I feel like so, but I um I just always feel like the barrel, just the maybe for the bigger waves where you just kind of go and survive, it's not the same thing as this wave because the barrel feeling is just incredible. You kind of forget everything else. You got your heart pounding and everything, but it's just you forget about any fear and like any like kind of safety nets that your brain kind of has. You just want to go
Wow.
for it. I feel like.
Yeah, that's a good perspective to have. I don't know if I could have that myself, but I'm glad that you do, especially
Yeah.
now that you're a two-time Olympian. Let's get into the draw right now, too. A
Mm.
great amount of women that have had not only amazing competitive experience, you have the returning gold medalist in Carissa Moore, but yourself got an equal fifth in Tokyo 2020. I mean, I would be thinking that the gold medal is obviously the goal right here, but any small and short-term goals that you have for yourself within the event, too?
Um, kind of like I was saying about figuring out the lineup, but just actually having some good positioning and getting some actually like pretty long barrels and like choosing the right ways would be my first priority to like goal check. But obviously the gold medal is like I don't feel like I ever I'm a bit of an overachiever. I always go for the higher possible mark and that's the gold medal. That's what it's gonna be.
Now, you're at the ISA training camp right now. It's your first time being there, but what about the importance of the coach from Tahiti right there, Tereva David? What kind of an impact has he had so far on your trip over there in Tahiti, and what can you learn from him moving forward?
I mean, it's so incredible. Like Trev is like an amazing guy, and all the team behind it, like Chico and Keanu on the camera, Chico on the jet ski, just like dudes, they know what they're doing. They know this wave, and I already had like quite a good base on like how to pick dog barrel, so he's kind of like telling me teaching me the lineup and like a couple adjustments obviously in the technique is always needed because it's such a specific wave, but it's been like a massive mark. I reckon I would have really took some time to figure out this wave if it wasn't for them, especially Tereva, just kind of like pushing our limits and like aiming to the ones we actually want to get and like giving us the local knowledge that we couldn't figure out until like we actually lived here for a couple of years. I reckon even then it needed to be quite a few years.
Now, Yo Yo, I know you personally. You're a great person. You're really cool. But there's a side to you that a lot of people don't know about. You're a great karate black belt, and actually, at one U.S. Open, you practiced it a kata before you paddled out. Can we expect to see that before Paris 2024 happens?
I really hope so. I don't know if I'm gonna have a lot of space on the boats, but I'm definitely gonna try it. It's just I started karate actually like quite a while after I was surfing and competing because I felt my coach felt like it was a really good like because I'm such a hype surfer to like really calm myself down. Some people need to hype themselves up. I feel like I need to calm myself down. Um, so he thought it was a great idea to try and like control breathing and all that stuff. And I actually ended up loving it. And actually, just after leaving here to EE, I'm going to Portugal to do my exam for another belt. And I've been practicing a little bit here on the low key, so nobody sees me. Cause
Dude.
but yeah, I love it. It's just it's such you really get in. I think it gives you loads of confidence. Like you're not just good of doing what you're doing in surfing, but like actually dial back down and just control your movements is such a in karate, especially the shotokan, is the traditional one that I do, is so like little bits of your technique changes like as you evolve, and is incredible like the evolution you go through. And I'm sticking with it until I reckon until my old age.
All right, Yo-Yo, one last question before you let you go. You you said that you need to bring yourself down, not hype yourself up before a heat. What do you do to prepare, especially when it comes to music? What's the music selection before Paris 2024 happens?
I'm actually quite a big fan of Imagine Dragons, so I do have that a bit in the background. But I tend to actually listen a bit before and then have time without and just like do a couple like breathing exercises that I've done with my sports psychologist, and it does is like the music hypes myself up to a point, and then I need to bring myself down to like halfway down, and then I'm ready to go.
So it needs to be a perfect balance before you paddle after
Yeah,
a
yeah,
heat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm too hyped person. I'm always like on the go. I just even in the wood, I like they're like, dude, chill out. You need to wait for the good ones. I was like, ah, I know, but this one is just like so good. I can't stop. But I've been learning like these last couple of days to really like calm myself down and choose wisely.
We love it, Yo-Yo. We're here for it. Best of luck during Paris 2024, and we'd love to see you come out with an Olympic gold.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Mitch. Stay safe.